What's up guys? I am Maggie and welcome back to my channel rackoflam. I am super excited to share today's video with you. If you're like me and don't think 24 hours in a day is enough to get everything done and get enough sleep, then you would appreciate this product that I swear by to make homemade Chinese roast pork. It is this Char Siu sauce by Lee Kum Kee or Lee Kum Kee. If you're Chinese, you're probably very familiar with this brand. Remember the commercials before our TVB episodes? 你咁記餐餐陪住你。咁我每次整叉燒呢，你咁記真係餐餐陪住我啦。I'm sure you've come across many recipes for homemade char siu sauce that work just as well, but when you're a working mom like I am and need to take shortcuts on a busy day, this is the go-to sauce for some good char siu. You can certainly follow the recipe that is behind this jar if you want to roast it in your oven, or continue watching to find out how I make it in my air fryer. Make sure you watch till the end if you want to find out why somebody would say, 生個叉燒好過生你啦. If you enjoyed my video, make sure you give me that thumbs up and hit that button below to subscribe to my channel. I typically use pork butt or pork shoulder from my local Asian supermarket to make my char siu. The one shown here is 3.6 pounds, likely about 3 pounds after the fat on the surface has been trimmed. You can certainly leave them on if you wish, but given how much fat is attached to this piece, I wouldn't recommend it. The three most common requests that I have heard at a Chinese restaurant that sells roast pork are: 喂，師傅，斬嚿肥啲嘅叉燒俾我啦, which is requesting the butcher to cut you a fatter chunk of roast pork. 喂，師傅，唔好咁肥啊，俾嚿瘦啲嘅我好唔好? A request for just lean meat. 喂，師傅，記住我要半肥瘦啊，太瘦唔好食。A request for half fat, half lean, which is the most popular request of all. After trimming the fat, I cut the pork shoulder into 4 pieces. Look at the beautiful marbling. As you can see, there is still sufficient fat within this cut to make some delicious roast pork. As I mentioned before, most Chinese people would probably think good char siu has to be 半肥瘦 or half fat, half lean, and I think this cut of pork does the job just fine. After cutting the meat, I place 5 to 6 tablespoons of Lee Kum Kee char siu sauce into a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. Feel free to separate them into 2 bags if they don't fit, or add more sauce if you're using a larger piece of meat. Place the 4 pieces of pork shoulder into the Ziploc bag and give them a good char siu sauce massage. Man, massage sounds really good just about now. After the meat is thoroughly coated with the sauce, let them marinate in the fridge overnight. Try to remove all the air out of the Ziploc bag and make sure the bag is sealed tightly. When you're ready to make Char Siu, place 2 pieces of your marinated pork shoulder into your air fryer basket. Make sure you do not overcrowd them. I like to baste the meat with additional sauce to make them extra flavorful, using, I'd say, about 2 teaspoons per piece, 1 teaspoon per side. Next, spray cooking oil on the pork, avoiding the basket, and air fry for 10 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. After 10 minutes, flip the pork over and baste each side with another teaspoon of Char Siu sauce. Spray some more cooking oil, again avoiding the basket, then air fry for another 10 minutes at 400 degrees. Now brush 1 to 2 teaspoons of honey on top of each side, then air fry at 400 degrees for 2 minutes. I have cooked the pork without honey and think they taste just as good, but the additional honey gives it a sweet touch and also results in a better char. Likewise, after 2 minutes, flip the pork over, apply another 1 to 2 teaspoons of honey on each piece, then air fry for another 2 minutes at 400 degrees. After the last 2 minutes is up, remove your air fryer basket and check out these juicy and tender looking pieces of meat. Let your Char Siu rest for a few minutes, then cut these beauties up. Is it just me, or is it very satisfying watching a piece of Char Siu getting sliced? Come on, let's watch it again. Something that I never quite understood and find quite funny is a saying that some Chinese parents use to scold their misbehaving children back in the days. 生嚿叉燒好過生你啊. Literally translated as, it is better to give birth to a Char Siu than you. I mean, look at this piece of succulent, glistening piece of roast pork. I guess I understand why it would be better. Top your white rice with an ample amount of Char Siu and balance the meat out with some greens. If you enjoyed my video, make sure you check out my blog, links below, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and why don't we all say thank you, Lee Kum Kee.